Did he fall off the bed?
Yeah, he fell off the bed. And that's what me and her really got into it about. So look, little bro fall off the bed. I'm like, man, pick him up. She's like, oh, he's strong. Man, bitch, pick up the fucking baby, you dumbass bitch. How the fuck you let him fall in the first place? I had to walk out the hotel, bro. It made me so
I
mad.
was drinking, even you, with the baby and stuff.
Why are you lying? In real life, though. Ladies, one more time.
Child, remember when Bino started telling that wild story about Junior slipping off the bed and Chan acted like everything was fine? He supposedly said Chan just brushed it off with, "He's strong, go back to bed," like nothing serious even happened. People were shocked because the little one was still learning to sit steady, and the whole moment sounded messy and confusing. But trust me, that's not the only thing Bino's been saying about Chan's way of handling things. Nobody knows if he's talking because the breakup still stings, but people are whispering that he's been out here sharing every detail he can remember. And the streets are buzzing that he's not the only one throwing opinions around either. Word is that Haze-E has also been hinting at things about how Junior is treated behind the scenes, and she hasn't been holding back either. It's like every time the drama slows down, someone new pops up ready to add more heat. Now look, I already know some people are gonna come in strong saying Bino shouldn't be talking at all, especially with how chaotic things were when he and Chrisean were together. They had moments that had people raising eyebrows long before they even split, especially during that whole Las Vegas situation. This story just keeps getting wilder. Police and CPS once pulled up to a hotel room after a live stream showed weed, alcohol bottles, nitrous oxide tanks, and straight up chaos scattered everywhere while Chan and her Bino were in there with 2 babies in the mix. The whole scene had people in shock because viewers said they saw smoke in the air. And because Bino was the one who booked the room, he reportedly had to cough up a $1,000 fine right there on the spot. But here's the wild part. After the officers talked to him and checked everything, nobody got arrested and the situation ended right there. They were even allowed to stay in the suite, which had everybody confused and asking how they walked away without any serious trouble. It was one of those moments where folks couldn't figure out why the authorities didn't take it further. Anyway, fast forward, Bino and Chan ended up splitting, and Bino claimed it was because Chan refused to remove that tattoo of Blue's face. Ever since then, he's been talking a whole lot about how she handles things, and he hasn't been shy about it either. To keep it real, if anybody would know what goes on behind the scenes, it would definitely be the men who were around after she had Junior. And Bino has said plenty, including that moment he talked about where little Chan Jr. rolled off the bed, and instead of jumping up to check on him, he claims he had to tell her to grab him. And he said Chan's response was, "It'll make him stronger. Go back to sleep." The way this story unfolds just gets more unbelievable every time it's brought up.
She needs to go get him some proper therapy and be a mom. That's what's really wrong, bro. And nobody want to say that, or her friends, everybody want to hide it. No, she need to go get him some proper therapy and be a mom. That's what's wrong. Nothing really wrong with him. It could get right, but she need to get right, or somebody need, like, I feel bad for helping her. Go get the baby from her sister. I should have left him with the sister. He was better off there, dead homies.
Yikes! That kind of reaction is not something people expect when a little one has even a small fall. And the internet wasted no time calling it out. Folks were saying the whole moment felt careless because babies need extra attention, even when something looks minor at first. The part that had everyone talking was how she brushed it off so quickly, like it wasn't even worth checking, and that made people question her judgment hard. It's cool to joke or play around in regular situations, but when it comes to a little kid, people expect adults to move fast to make sure everything is okay. And honestly, this wasn't the first moment that made viewers raise an eyebrow about how she handles things with Junior. So Bino sharing this story just pushed the conversation even further. Then there was another moment when someone asked Bino directly what he thought about Chan as a mother, and he didn't hold back at all. He said he felt she wasn't acting like a good person to be around and wasn't stepping up the way he expected, claiming he had to walk away because the whole situation was messing with his mental peace. He even said Chrisean should get proper support and guidance for their son and take stronger steps as a parent, which only added more heat to everything already going on. Bino kept saying this was the real problem, explaining that people avoid speaking on it. But he insisted that with the right support, patience, and consistency from her, everything could get better for their child. He made it clear he believed nothing was wrong, just that things could improve if she focused and got herself into a more stable routine. And allegedly, over the last couple of days, he's still been talking and dropping more comments about Chrisean not being on top of things as a parent. He even claimed she wasn't keeping up with basic self-care and hygiene around the home, and threw out more comments about the baby not hitting certain milestones yet. But again, these were just things he said, not verified facts. Of course, once these new claims hit the internet, social media lit up instantly. A lot of fans reacted with shock, confusion, and concern, saying that if even a small part of what he's suggesting is true, it would paint a stressful picture of what might be going on behind the scenes. People were buzzing, trying to figure out what was real and what was just drama. But on the flip side, plenty others jumped in and reminded everyone that parenting is no joke, especially for young parents still trying to figure out their lives. They urged everyone to slow down, not jump to conclusions, and wait until all sides are heard before passing judgment, because online stories don't always show the full truth. Some people online were way harsher, saying the whole situation looked like straight-up neglect and that the child's well-being should always be the #1 priority. They were calling for Chan to get real support, guidance, or professional help if needed, because they felt things were getting too messy to ignore. And if the talk on the street is real, Blue's friend Haze-E has also stepped into the conversation with her own thoughts. Sources claim she's been speaking behind the scenes, echoing the same concerns and questioning whether Chan is truly ready for all the responsibilities that come with motherhood. Her comments added even more noise to a situation that was already buzzing. Now, just to be clear, yes, it really looks like Blue and Haze-E might be dating. Folks first spotted them at Meme House Productions nightclub in Los Angeles, and they weren't shy at all. They were teasing each other, dancing close, and acting like they were definitely vibing throughout the night. Then a couple days later, Blueface and Haze-E were seen together again at what looked like a music video shoot. At first, people tried to calm the rumors, saying maybe they were just working together and nothing more, but the energy between them had fans talking even louder. And for anyone still confused about whether this is business, romance, or something in between, that latest clip floating around might finally connect the dots. Blueface posted a couple short videos on his Instagram story showing their whole date night vibe, and even called Haze-E his fancy date. She hit back with a welcome home, and the energy between them was loud enough for everyone to notice. On top of that, they shared multiple smooches, and Hazel even called herself Blue's Golden Retriever, which had people talking nonstop. So yeah, it's looking pretty official between them, and Hazel is now allegedly fully wrapped up in the drama thanks to her comments about Chan's parenting. At this point, nobody is shocked that people have opinions, because this whole situation has been wild from day one. Folks keep bringing up gold clips and old receipts, including moments where people claim to see Chan drinking or smoking during her pregnancy. Just have a look at the kind of things people have been circulating online. And Blue's mom has been chiming in too, especially after someone asked Carissa why Chrisean Rock wasn't tested for substances after giving birth to Chan Jr. in 2023. The follower said, "This should be common practice in hospitals." And they added, "My thing is, with hospital, they test you for alcohol and will call CPS on you. How do you not know all of this? Why isn't the baby in proper care if she did this?" People were going back and forth over that comment. Carissa didn't hold back at all. Her response was simply, she didn't go to no regular hospital. That one line set the internet off again, and everybody started debating what she meant and why she said it with that much confidence. This story just keeps getting wilder every time it's brought up.
Carissa's comments had people talking non-stop, and some started using it to explain why Chan supposedly gave birth naturally, even though there were rumors floating around about health concerns at the time. Folks online were saying a regular hospital would never allow certain situations, so if it's true that she didn't deliver in a standard medical center, that might be why everything played out the way it did in her case. For a long time, people have been voicing concerns about the way Chan was living during her pregnancy, especially with the drinking and smoking clips that kept resurfacing online. Viewers were worried about possible effects, and the internet, being the internet, started picking apart everything they saw in pictures and videos, even though none of them were medical professionals. Some people online began pointing out different physical details about Junior, but again, it was all surface-level chatter from random viewers, not real medical evaluations. Others even commented on his crying, comparing it to different conditions they Googled, which turned the whole conversation into a messy mix of assumptions, guesses, and internet diagnosing that nobody should be doing. These online conversations ended up sparking bigger debates about how dangerous it is when the public tries to play doctor based on photos or videos. People were arguing about the risks of substance use during pregnancy in general, not about anything officially confirmed about her child, because none of these viewers actually knew anything for sure. And Bacino supporters were claiming that if she had been going to a regular hospital for every appointment, doctors would have given her real guidance and explained anything important. But if what Chrisean said about the non-traditional birth setting was true, then some people believe that certain things might have been overlooked or simply handled differently. And that's what kept fueling the conversation online. At this point, the internet was spinning out with theories, and every little detail people noticed turned into a whole new conversation. Fans were digging through old live streams, IG stories, and blurry clips, trying to figure out what was really going on behind closed doors. Every day there was a new receipt, a new rumor, or a new voice jumping into the mix, making the whole situation even louder. But what really added more tension was how divided everyone became. One side believed the people around Chan were speaking out to protect the baby, while the other side said folks were just trying to tear her down because of old drama and jealousy. The arguments got so heated online that even unrelated influencers started sounding off just to get their opinions in the mix. And then, out of nowhere, new screenshots started circulating, messages, voice notes, and old clips that fans claimed were proof of the chaos happening in a circle. Whether the receipts were real or not, they spread fast, and people ate them up like it was a new episode of a reality show. Every time it seemed like the situation was cooling down, something fresh would pop up and spark another wave of reactions. The wildest part is that nobody involved has stepped forward to fully clear the air, which only makes the whole thing more dramatic. When people stay quiet, the internet fills in the blanks. And right now, the blanks are turning into full-on storylines with twists nobody saw coming. And just when people thought the drama had hit its limit, boom, another wave of voices jumped in, claiming they had inside info on what was really happening behind the scenes. Suddenly, everybody had a story, everybody had a memory, and everybody swore they knew the truth. The way the internet started treating this like a community investigation had folks glued to their phones nonstop. Some people began pointing fingers at Blue, saying he stirred up this whole mess by entertaining the comments instead of shutting the situation down. Others argued that every single person around Chan was feeding into the chaos, making things 10 times worse for her instead of helping her breathe for a second. The tension was so thick that even simple posts were turning into full-blown debates. Then more clips resurfaced, old moments from live streams, backstage events, and random nights out, and fans were analyzing them like detectives. Folks were zooming in, slowing videos down, and circling things on screenshots, trying to prove their own theories. Every little gesture of facial expression became evidence, and the storyline kept growing bigger and messier. But the craziest part? Even with all this noise, nobody involved has stepped forward to clean up the narrative or set the record straight. Their silence has everyone guessing, stressing, and building their own versions of the truth, turning the whole situation into one of the wildest online sagas of the year. Chrisean even went all the way off on Chan's sister Tessa, accusing her of letting things slide in a way that could have affected Junior's health. She said, "Stop trying to threaten everybody and everybody, including myself. Go work on it mentally. I'm suffering from what I see too, so I'm reacting. I'm angry, I'm hurt, I'm a lot of things too, but I'm not reaching out to all you that was standing there while the baby was being made and did nothing." That message shook the whole internet because she said it with her whole chest. Chrisean continued, saying, "You did nothing. You watched her. You watched her because you were scared. She was in control of the money." She basically claimed that if she had been in Tessa's position, she would have stepped in and made sure Chan got the help she needed, instead of letting things spiral. According to her, the whole family watched things get messy during the pregnancy and didn't say a word, and that accusation alone set off another wave of online chaos. With everything that's been said, from Bacino's comments to Haze-E allegedly adding her own thoughts, a lot of people feel like the picture being painted around Chrisean Rock's parenting is getting more complicated by the day. Between the accusations of unstable routines, unsafe choices, and struggles with everyday responsibilities, folks are questioning whether she's truly ready for everything motherhood demands. But now, the real question is this: what do you think about all these people speaking on her situation? Fans, exes, family, even new partners. Everybody seems to have something to say, and the internet is eating it up. Drop your thoughts in the comments because this story is far from over. And if you want more messy, shocking, drama-filled breakdowns just like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button to Juicy Real. You don't want to miss what's coming next.